You guys are very receptive to energy, whether you realize it or not. Meaning, like, if your teammate comes in and he's in a negative space, you have to do something as a teammate to lift him up. I know there were some really challenging times this past week, at least for one individual in this room. And I don't even need to know who you are. What are we doing as a team to lift that guy up? Because you need him. You need him right now. You need him more than ever. So those are things that everybody in this room needs to pay attention to. What's the vibe in the room? You need it positive. You just lost a game. It's over now. Move forward.
These guys are feeling low. They need a reason to understand why they're on the road that they're on, why they chose the path that they're doing. It's not always easy. There's going to be bumps, there's going to be bruises, you're away from your family. You got to have the right mindset every single week, not only for practice, but then you've got 3 games going on that weekend. You've got to be dialed in. If you're trying to make that next level, you want people to scout you, you want to get your name out there. That's what it's going to take. Having someone like him come in here and reinforce that, reassure that to the players, it's eye-opening.
For the guys that haven't bought in yet, that's what you need to do. That's your job, and that's your job for your teammates, right? And it's okay to not be bought in yet, but you got to be at some point, otherwise you're letting your teammates down, right? And the guys that have bought in, that know of a buddy, maybe you're friends with a guy that's maybe kind of, you catch him complaining about a lot of things. You catch him kind of worrying about things he can't control. Nip it right away. Be encouraging, right? And then all of a sudden you'll start seeing those guys that are kind of on the fringe, they'll start buying in. And then what's going to happen, the best part of this is you guys are going to start winning. You start winning together. You guys are going to fall in love with the group. And then you're going to move together the rest of the year. So be grateful that you're in this spot, right? You have this opportunity, and that's what it is. See it for what it is. The truth of it is an opportunity to grow and grow together. And I'm telling you, that's your recipe for success. Those are all things within your control.
Yeah, as a team, we always have a hard time going down there to Provo and really focusing and playing our game. It's all about just getting pucks on net. I mean, I fired like 4 or 5 shots on that shift, a bunch of slap shots, and one of them found the back of the net. When you're in those tight games and you get too fancy, it doesn't help the team. You got to just get shots on net, go back to the basics. That's what I did. Ripped a hard slap shot down low, and it went in.
Cox turns with another shot, and he'll get that one through.
One of the biggest takeaways from that meeting, he talked about another NHL player that he played with was on the Blue Jackets, and he talked about him getting a new stick every single day. And he asked him, why do you get a new stick every day like you scored last night? And he said, because you got to treat it like Christmas every day. And that's kind of one thing I try to do every day is, maybe it's just a different, sock tape or something like that, but you really want to try to enjoy it and kind of act like a kid.
Back to Mirror to the middle. Ogden does such a good job of cutting. And there's a shot.
Just to not really worry about, points and just worry about team success. I mean, I've always known it's always about team success, but, sometimes, obviously, personally, you want to do good. And, just to know that, if the team's having success, you're going to have success as well. And that's something that's really stuck with me.
Jacob turns that one over, and here comes Schmakov the other way. Schmakov leaves it. Shot, scores.
A lot of responses were invigorated. There was definitely an extra jump, that week of practice going into those games. There was a lot of talk about the excitement of having a pro guy come in the locker room and talk to us. That goes a long ways for those guys, and they jump all over that kind of stuff.
We wanted to bring him out and have him talk to our players and really demonstrate what it takes to be a professional hockey player and that journey to get there as well, because you can't just get there overnight. You can't get there just by playing at this level. You have to continue to elevate your game. So for him to share his journey through that, being a top-end talent, and then having to be more of a reserve role player and really fine-tune and adjust his game to that, and make sure that our players were committed to the cause and know that everything was for one goal, for one team, and not just the individual style, but to also help them in that kind of mental funk a little bit and make sure that they can kind of rise up and rise to the challenge.
Foss now on the forehand, centering feed in front, scores! Jack Skilly really helped and made me look at our team, thinking of guys who are buying in, guys who aren't, and just trying to help those guys who aren't bought in to get committed to make a national championship run, because I know how much it means to the team.
One of the parts where I really felt motivated was when he was talking about the buy-in. That's something huge that we all focus on, especially right now, as everybody's 100% bought in. We're all in this together, picking each other up, being positive in the locker room, on the ice. Every guy is together, we're doing this as a team, and that's our focus right now, so that was a huge part.
2-on-1 for the Bulls. St. Ange, good skating, has her caught left side. And St. Ange fought off the blocker of Duronio.
Something Jack Skilly really said that stuck with me is that you put pressure on yourself. It doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within.
And St. Ange giving the ride by Foss the other way. Falls are going to cut towards the middle. His wide-up shot, he scores! Fallsworth comes back the other way.
It was really impactful for our group, and moving forward, we definitely performed.